What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and in my last video, we talked about some of the similarities between the Gabby Petito case and the Quinton Simon case. Don't get me wrong, at first glance, these cases are totally different from one another, but once you dive into the details, you will start noticing the similarities. Now, if you haven't watched that video, go check it out. But obviously, someone else spotted these similarities as well, because it turns out that Gabby Petito's mother has taken an interest in the Quinton Simon case, and she actually went on Twitter and called out Quinton Simon's family. Let's just go ahead and see what she had to say. It's not much, but it was enough to make me like, all right, I'm glad other people are paying attention to this. I'm glad that people who have been in these devastating situations can look at this and they could gather the same thing that we gathered from it. But Nicole Schmidt, she shared this news clip about Quinton Simon's mom and grandma. In the news clip, I don't want to play it here for copyright issues. They talk about the case a little bit, and then they get to talking about how Quinton Simon's mom and grandma were out partying and drinking at the eating oysters and whatnot. And Nicole Schmidt had this to say: I cannot comprehend the behavior here. Hashtag what the fuck. Hashtag bad humans. Hashtag bad humans. And you're right, Nicole. I don't think any of us can comprehend this. You know, your child is missing. Not just that, but local law enforcement, FBI, specialists from around the country have all flown in to this little town of Savannah, Georgia, to look for your son in a freaking trash dump, a landfill. And you're not helping? You're not out there wanting to know what's found? None of that. You are out partying. Now, in my opinion, this is just me. I think this is the biggest sign that Leilani did it as opposed to anything else we have. We don't have much. The general public, we don't have much information as to who did this. The main reason everyone's rallied around pointing the fingers at Leilani is because, of course, law enforcement named her as the primary suspect, but also because of what Billy Joe said on Facebook one night. You all might remember, I don't know how long you've been keeping up with this case, Billy Joe, the grandma, came on Facebook and was just like, Quinton, this isn't the exact quote, but she basically said, Quinton's dead. My daughter done it. She don't have no memory of it. He's in a landfill. Like, she came on Facebook and just dropped that bombshell. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Because there's no arrest, there's nothing. Yet the grandma's just sitting here admitting on Facebook that her daughter did it. But at the very least, investigators obviously don't have enough to arrest her yet. At least not arrest her and think that these charges will stick. So if you ask me, all we have right now is we have what Billy Joe said on Facebook, and we have law enforcement saying that they think she's the main suspect. Obviously, that makes her look guilty. But what makes her look even more guilty, at least in my opinion, is the other night when she was out partying. That right there, don't get me wrong, I didn't have, nowhere in my mind did I think she was innocent. Nowhere in my mind do I think that something else happened to Quinton. But even if there was a small trace, a sliver, a speckle of doubt, that was all erased when I saw this woman out there partying, drinking shots, and eating seafood. And I don't know if they are just totally unaware of what public perception will be, but they have to be oblivious to do what they did. To go out there and drink and eat and have a good time, hitting on the waiters and flirting, as if the whole town doesn't know that you're that family. Not only are you the family with the son that killed someone in the woods, you're the family with the daughter who threw their son in a freaking trash dump. Do you think that, I am so glad that I didn't have to be the waiter at that table? because I would have refused. You would have had to fire me. I'm not going to bring y'all refills. I don't want to bring this baby killer refills. But yeah, Nicole Schmidt called it out. And, you know, when we have regular people like me calling it out and people like you calling it out, it's one thing. But her voice right now, I feel like it was almost needed. Like, someone else who's been through a traumatic situation come in and say what we've been saying, because sometimes it feels icky in these situations, at least for me. I know a lot of people don't give a damn at all. For me, I don't like going totally in on people and just totally ripping people apart and destroying them. You know what I mean? Because I understand this is a really difficult and messed up situation. But I'm glad that someone with the voice like Nicole Schmidt, like Gabby Petito's mother, who has been through a situation not like this, but has been through a traumatic situation, can come out and be like, yeah, these are bad people, and this is not how you should be acting. Because we all feel the same. But then again, we haven't been placed in similar situations, or most of us haven't. At least I haven't. So it's reassuring for me when I see her say that. But as far as Leilani goes, like I said, you just have to be clueless, out of touch with reality. I think the word is disassociated. I think a lot of people today, in today's world, they are disassociated from reality. And it's easy to be disassociated from reality, especially when you're on substances, when you're constantly attached to a phone screen and all this other stuff. It causes people to disassociate from reality. And to be out eating and drinking while your son's being searched for in a trash dump, I feel like you have to disassociate yourself from reality. Like, even if you did it and you know you did it and you don't feel bad about it, at the very least, you should know that a week from now, you might be in jail for the rest of your life. So to be able to go out there and enjoy yourself as if nothing happened, you have to totally disassociate yourself from the reality of the situation, the reality of consequences, and the reality of what you did. And that's what these two people have done. I don't know what they're on. I don't know what they're smoking. I don't know what they're popping. I don't know what they're drinking. But obviously, it's strong if it's making them forget what the hell they got going on. But it's only going to make them look worse. I'm interested in seeing what a jury would think about this mom out partying while her kid was being searched for. But then again, we saw what happened with Casey Anthony. And as much as I could point out the similarities between the Gabby Petito case and the Quinton Simon case, it's starting to look like, hopefully not, we're going to have to start pointing out the similarities between her and Casey Anthony soon, if she continues to get away with this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all on the next video.